15 hours and 53 minutes away from LeBron having to make a decision as to whether he will opt in and stay with the Cavs for one more year or opt out and become a free agent on Sunday. Although, please don't make that decision at midnight, LeBron. With that, let's welcome in Adrian Wojnarowski, our senior NBA insider. We're going to start with deadline day. When you look at each side of the decision LeBron has to make, what's going into that from what you're hearing?
Well, if he opts in to his contract in Cleveland, obviously he could return for the final year of his deal. He could also use an opt-in to work a sign and trade to a team that doesn't have salary cap space like a Houston. If he opts out, he can certainly go back to Cleveland on a new deal, or he can walk right into the salary cap space they have for him in Los Angeles or a team like Philadelphia who has a max slot available now.
For a guy like Kawhi Leonard, with whom LeBron has been linked and to whom he has been linked, Kawhi, the Spurs discussions for a trade, where do we stand right now with that?
Well, San Antonio has been engaged here for the last 24 hours or so with the Lakers, with the Celtics. Some other teams are trying to get involved and have made offers, but I think those are right now two of the primary teams. The Lakers would love to get a deal done before LeBron has to make a decision. It's obviously for them, to have a star of that quality already on the roster or on his way in with LeBron makes LeBron James's decision easier. And, San Antonio, they can make a deal now. They can hold on to Kawhi Leonard and play this out. They don't have to. They have another year on his contract. They could hypothetically keep him right up until the February trade deadline. But I think the Spurs are ready to do a deal if something comes to them that rises to the level. They want a lot for Kawhi Leonard right now, and they should. He's a top 3 player in the league.
You mentioned top 3 players. We've talked about LeBron. We've talked about Kawhi. The other big name that we're watching, of course, is PG-13, who says he's not going to opt in his final year to play with OKC. Woj, is there like an order that these dominoes between these 3 players need to fall for a decision to start coming?
I mean, it could go in any order. I think the Lakers, again, if they could get a trade done before July 1 free agency with Kawhi Leonard, it opens the door for, LeBron James or Paul George, either of them, to already have a star in place there. But there's some salary cap gymnastics that the Lakers could do to be able to have 3 players, 3 max players. They can use their assets to trade for Kawhi Leonard, and then they can create the 2 max salary slots for both LeBron James and Paul George. So it's not out of the question. That would be a roster. It would kind of be similar to what happened in Miami with the Big 3. You would have a lot of veteran minimum contracts around them. You wouldn't have room to do much else.
And that worked for 2 titles for that Miami Heat team.
But Oklahoma City remains in a very strong position with Paul George. They've done a great job of selling a future there in that situation to him.
If they add him at a max deal, it's essentially a $300 million roster when you take into account all of the luxury tax penalties.
It would be the biggest payroll ever, and in a small market, it would be a real test of this economic system.
Yeah.
For a team that didn't make it out of the first round of the playoffs. Adrian Wojnarowski with the insight for us. A busy day for Woj. Busy day in the NBA.
Me and a lot of other people, I'm true to who I am. I'm true to my craft. I know how much I put into the game. And then at the end of the day, whatever happens, happens.
James kicks it out hard. 3-pointer. Wow! James, nice bounce pass. Simmons finishes. James, great feed to Leonard. You bet!
James pushes the other way.
Backing it home is Paul George. Urban off the backboard.
See what happens.
I came up with the LeBron app like 5 years ago, and I want my cut. Of all the teams in the NBA that would like to have LeBron James doing LeBron James things for them next season, a bunch of them have absolutely no chance whatsoever. Let's just use real words here. Thank you. Good luck with people other than LeBron James. Then there are the front runners who need to have the right cap room, title prospects, and good parking and so forth. Then there are those who have a shot but need to do a lot of things to be in a position to get serious in this matter. That's where Bobby Marks did some study for part 2 of his opus on LeBron's next move.
A blockbuster the NBA's never seen before. As Kyrie left the King and now must go through the King to win the East.
It is not a sequel, but Cleveland, Boston, Part 2 does have a nice ring to it. How does it get done? For starters, Boston would have to surrender one of their young players in Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum, and yes, even Gordon Hayward to the Cavaliers. Did you really think Dan Gilbert would let James go to Boston without getting something valuable in return? Unlikely, but LeBron James in green does make you wonder.
There's a new dynasty in the NBA. The Golden State Warriors champions once again.
Are the Warriors ready to break up a dynasty for a chance at the king? If they are, Golden State, over the salary cap, would need to trade a package of players that include Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, and Shaun Livingston. But ask yourself, do the Warriors really need LeBron James for a chance to win a third consecutive championship? The Rockets would need a cascade of events to secure the chosen one. LeBron would have to opt into his $36 million contract next season, and then Houston would need to Jedi mind trick the Cavaliers into taking role players and future draft picks in exchange. If James opts out and asks to be traded to Houston, the Rockets will need Chris Paul and Clint Capella to take a discount, something that is not going to happen.
In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
A return to South Beach would be the perfect ending for LeBron James. But unlike 2010, there is no clear path for James to return to Miami. Also, unlike his first trip to Miami, the Heat would not be contenders in the East. The best player in the NBA in the most powerful city in the world, Washington, D.C., and LeBron James. Now back to reality. Yes, John Wall and Bradley Beal has appeal, but remember that the free-spending Wizards would have to trade for LeBron James. James in D.C.? Maybe when the king is running for office.
Well, deadline day, the deadline being that LeBron James will decide whether to opt in for another year in Cleveland or opt out, essentially becoming a free agent on Sunday. This is not the first time that we've had the summer of LeBron watching to see what decision he would make. A revisit.
LeBron, what's your decision?
It's very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
These are his neighbors, his relatives, and his schoolmates, and it's difficult to say, guys, I'm out.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
I don't think there's any question he made the right decision. History remembers the champion.
It's back-to-back titles for the Heat.
I always say, decisions I make, I live with them.
Miami never thought they had to resell LeBron again.
I don't think LeBron knows where he's going right now.
Sports Illustrated posting a story in LeBron James' voice. The last words, I'm coming home. LeBron James is going back to Cleveland.
To bring a championship, that was the unfinished business that he's had for this long time.
I love you. I'm back.
The Cleveland Cavaliers are the world champions.
Cleveland! This is for you!
And with that, the start of our half-hour headlines. And shockingly, LeBron's going to lead the charge.
You said it earlier. It's not decision day. It's deadline day. He's going to tell the Cavaliers whether or not he's opting in or out of next year's contract. LeBron could team up with something he's never had before. How about an overall defender the caliber of Kawhi Leonard? Cavs ranked 29th in defensive efficiency last season. Kawhi has been in the 83rd percentile in effective field goal percentage allowed over the last 4 seasons. He would be the best defender LeBron had ever played with. But what about a shot defender like Joel Embiid? All due respect to Birdman, Joel Embiid would be the best shot defender LeBron has played with. Embiid ranks top 5 opponents' effective field goal rate in his career, both inside and outside the paint. There's the option of a passer like James Harden. Shots off of passes from Harden in the last 4 seasons had a quantified shot quality of 57.8. All you need to know about that, in layman's terms, it's the best in the NBA, and the average shooter would make more off of his shots, passes from Harden than anybody else. Where does Harden play?
He plays for the Rockets.
In Houston. Now, contractually, this is what is at stake. LeBron can make far more money with the Cavaliers. Bird rights, anyone? LeBron ends up somewhere other than Cleveland, and it hurts him financially. What's the graphic say? $152 million? Can you live on that? Sure. But you can live better with $205 million and an extra year. That's what Cleveland can offer.
Well, you might have heard Kawhi Leonard wants out of San Antonio, wants to force a trade. You might have heard also he wants to go to the Lakers. But now hear this, the Celtics have entered the conversation. They are located nowhere near Los Angeles. That we know. What else we know is really the problem of Bobby Marks. He's been following this, NBA insider. So Boston's sort of a late joiner. Maybe they were in the background while the LA talk was going on. If they want it to happen, how do they do it on this big electronic board?
Well, this is their lineup that would enter the 2018-19 season. This is probably the best team in the Eastern Conference, and they've got draft picks to get involved in with Kawhi Leonard. When we look at it, they've got their own pick. They've got this Sacramento pick next year that could be a lottery pick. They also have a Grizzlies pick, and they have a first pick that's protected in the top 14. These would be the two assets if I was San Antonio, if I'm having a conversation with Boston. The hard part is take away the assets. How do you get a deal with Kawhi Leonard? He's owed $20 million. You would have to get to $17 million. If you look at what the Celtics have to offer, let's take out the big three. We remove these players here and Jason Tatum because he's basically untouchable. Here is what San Antonio is looking at. Jaylen Brown, Terry Rozier, Marcus Morris. You'd have to add some fillers. Leonard also has a $3 million trade bonus in his contract that he would have to void for this deal to go through. But it's hard to get all the numbers when you take out some of the main components here.
But throw in the draft picks. They have the assets that San Antonio would covet to make this deal happen.
They've got the most assets of any team to make a deal happen.
Okay, obviously he was out with a leg injury. That's concern number one. But if he's cleared, is there any other reason not to like him?
Well, the one-year rental. He's going on an expiring contract. He's got a player option for next year. The likelihood is he will not sign an extension. So if you're Danny Ainge and you are giving up multiple draft picks and Jaylen Brown, you better have a good comfort level that Kawhi is not there just for next year, that he's going to be there for the long haul.
Well, they were that close to being in the title series, so who knows? Maybe they like the one-year deal. Thanks for joining us.
As we count down to LeBron's decision whether to become a free agent by 11:59 tomorrow night, here's what's making news. This morning, our Adrian Wojnarowski reported that Paul George has informed Thunder officials that he will not be opting in for the final year of his deal and will become an unrestricted free agent. He still has to formally decline his option before tomorrow's deadline. Woj also reported that the Spurs are engaged with several teams, including the Lakers and Celtics, in trade talks regarding Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi has made it clear that he prefers L.A., while San Antonio is intrigued with Boston's trade assets. The Lakers are motivated to make a deal for Leonard on several fronts, including the potential boost it would give them in landing LeBron. Leonard wants to trade to the Lakers now and has expressed his desire to sign with them in free agency in 2019. And according to our Tim McMahon, the Mavericks are targeting DeAndre Jordan again. Jordan, who backed out on his verbal commitment to Dallas in 2015, has until tomorrow night to make a decision about the player option that would pay him $24.1 million next season. There is a lot there. Woj joins us now for more. So, familiar foes, the Lakers and Celtics, both talking to the Spurs about a Kawhi Leonard trade. Woj, assess the motivation for the Lakers to get Kawhi in the fold.
Well, they have a top 3 or 4 player in the NBA who wants to play for them and has asked for a trade in San Antonio and who will be a free agent next year and may hold the key to making it much easier for LeBron James to commit in free agency to the Lakers. And the Lakers are faced with this. Last year, they were hesitant in the kind of offer they made to Indiana for Paul George. A year later, after a trade to Oklahoma City, they're no sure thing to get him. In fact, they may be trailing Oklahoma City right now. And the chance to get Kawhi Leonard now, to get him on your team, to keep him out of the unknown of free agency next year, but also perhaps have him be a bridge to LeBron James is an incredible motivation for them to get something done here even before July 1.
What a 1-2 that would be in L.A., LeBron and Kawhi. Meanwhile, the Celtics, they got a lot to offer the Spurs, but it sounds like it would cost them perhaps one of their young stars, either Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. How is Boston handling these negotiations?
Cautiously, David. They don't have to take a big risk here. They can continue to grow their team organically with Tatum and Jaylen Brown, who are on rookie scale contracts. The unknown of Kawhi Leonard's injury, even if you could give him a physical, you still don't know how his body may react. Will he be as explosive? Will he be the same player? And then 2, his future. Boston's not in a position to give up significant assets and have Kawhi Leonard just be a rental. Just come for 1 year and then go to LA in free agency. Boston called about Leonard at the trade deadline in February. They're interested again now. They've talked and are talking with the Spurs, but they're being cautious about how much they're offering to San Antonio. San Antonio has always coveted the potential assets that the Celtics have, young players and draft picks.
An unhappy superstar coming off a confounding injury. All sorts of factors in play here in the hunt for Kawhi Leonard. Woj giving us the very latest.
Realizing those dreams. Peterson to left, and back goes Para to the track at the wall. Loops, and that ball is gone. Home run for Jock Peterson, his second of the year. And the Dodgers get their third run. It's now 4-3 Colorado. Peterson drives this to right field. Deep far. And that ball is very gone to right. Jock Peterson hits his second home run of the ball game. And with that swing of the bat, this game is tied up 4-4.
Muncy getting the starting nine at first base, hitting at .235. Hit 7 home runs. Shift is on, and this drive is to left field, opposite way. Desmond's going back. He's going to look up, and it is gone. And from Muncy, in his 103rd at bat, is showing the power that the Dodgers have really liked, and he hits it to all fields, and the Dodgers are on the board 4-1.
Rather than going, well, I hit a home run, I'm feeling good today, and then our team is down, or I can make up a lot of it right now with 2 runners on.
Drill to right field. Max Muncy on the 11th pitch of the at-bat. It's a 3-run shot. And just like that, the Dodgers are back in the game.
Turns on this one to deep right field, and he's gone deep again. A screamer puts the Dodgers in front 2-0. And he does it to a guy that he's tormented before in Joe Musgrove. His 4th of the season has the Dodgers in front. On a 2-2. Lifts one down the line to right towards the foul pole, and he started this game with another bomb. Jock Peterson has come alive. His 4th home run of the road trip. And they start this finale with a bang against Tyone.
Jock Peterson began the game with a home run. He steps in and drills one to center field. Marte going back, way back, and it's gone, a home run. Jock Peterson, his 2nd home run of the day, and the Dodgers take an 8-3 lead. What a day for the Dodgers. What a day for Peterson. 2 home runs and a double. He's knocked in 3. He has scored 3, and the Dodgers lead by 5. Well hit to right. Markakis going back. He looks up, and it's gone. And the Dodgers continue their home run hitting. Peterson, his 7th, 3rd of the night for the Dodgers, who now lead it 4-1. Muncy, well hit to left, on its way, and the Dodgers go back to back. The Dodgers' 4th home run of the night. It's 5-1. Muncy's 10th of the year. Mad Max on Thunderdome. Was it point? There's a fly ball to right. Max Muncy has done it again. He indeed is Mad Max beyond Thunderdome. His 12th of the year. And the Dodgers take a 4-2 lead. Oh, is he hot?
Trying to get you out with the mixed bag.
Into right. The power-hitting Dodgers pick up where they left off last night. Max Muncy, his 11th of the year for the Dodgers, their league-leading 79th home run. And it's an early 1-0 lead.
Here's the 1-2 again. Peterson drills it right center field. That ball is gone. That thing never got higher than about 40 feet. A laser shot for Peterson, and it's 3-0.
He did not get all of it, but he got enough of it. Pulled his hands in, keeping the force of his swing going forward, not coming around the ball at all.
It's a towering fly ball to right field. That sends Chu back onto the track, at the wall, and gone. Max Muncy does it again with a solo shot against Cologne. Peterson drills one to right field, sends Hayward back, and that's how it begins. On the second pitch of the day, Jock Peterson deposits a home run. Ninth of the year, 8th in June for Jock. And drills one down the right field line. You talked about attacking the fastball. Muncy does just that, and on the first pitch puts the Dodgers in front with his 14th home run against Jacob deGrom here in the first.
This young man, since he has been up with the Dodgers, when he looks for a pitch in his area, he doesn't miss it, and that is what he's done.
The same way. Long season, you know, I'm just going out there every day and plugging away.
Strokes one the other way, and it sends Smith back onto the warning track, backing to the wall. He leaps, and it's off the top of the wall. Muncy with a double, just missing back-to-back homers, and actually, they're now going to say that it is gone. And it is back-to-back home runs to open the day. Wow.
Kike Hernandez's ball needed no help. It was out of anywhere, but
Peterson hits a high drive to right field and breaks the tie with another home run. 5 hits today for the Dodgers, all solo home runs, and it's 5-4 in the 7th.
it was going to take a lot of offense to make up for the pitching.
Muncy with a high fly ball to center. Almora's back, out of room. There it goes. Muncy to center field, and the Dodgers on the board once again with the long ball. Peterson climbs the ladder and punishes a home run. Swings away here, sends an opposite field fly ball. Schwarber turns. Muncy's done it again. Number 17 for Mad Max.